Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome to the 9th episode of the N-word, where it's not narcissism, it's nerd.
Didn't we do narcissism?
We did neuroscience, I forgot.
Neuroscience.
Nambla, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
I am your not host.
No.
Am I your not host?
Yes,
I'm your not host, Edward St. Alban V.
I'm your not host, Arco von Nerdenstein.
I'm your not host, John.
I'm your not host, Brennan.
And today, we have a very special guest on the podcast. Our first girl!
Woo!
Quin, everyone.
Hello.
This is Quin. She just took our photos, which we'll be posting hopefully somewhat soon.
I feel like we're in like a Sears family portrait studio.
Yes. They are very awesome. I'm very excited to see them.
My basement serves multi-purposes.
Oh god. The Swiss Army
serves as a
basement.
photo studio and a basement. And a basement where nerds record podcasts and things. We're so professional.
Yes, we are.
You're damn right.
So today our theme is...
Do we have a
Do we have...
we don't have a theme. Fuck that.
that.
No, we said our 8.5 theme was going to be current events, and it was not current. It was not. Yeah. Everything spiraled out of control. So what do we want to talk about this episode?
Well, I wanted to start... so I listen to a bunch of other podcasts as well when I'm driving or when I'm alone at work. And there's this one that I listen... And I just really like the podcast culture and everything in general. Just like... Because it's helped me get through some rough times listening to the podcasts I listen to. And it recently just helped me delete an evil number that's in my phone.
Oh.
Yes.
That's important.
Yeah, and I think it helped me, move on. So I just want, I really like podcasts.
Have you been listening to Oprah's podcast?
How did you know? Oh, my God.
Confession, I listen to a lot of Oprah and watch a lot of Oprah on YouTube.
You get a podcast.
You
get a podcast.
It's Humpback Whales.
But no, I kind of get that, because I have the trouble when I'm on Facebook, and I'm friends with someone that I just want to stalk a lot, but I probably shouldn't, because it's not going to happen, and it's sad.
I don't have these. I just ignore them till they go away.
That's fair.
If they can't get the picture. And plenty of times I say flat out, stop talking to me. We're done. You're no longer in my life. Leave. And they don't get the picture, so I just ignore them and then delete them. And then I get random text messages from numbers I don't recognize asking me for $50. Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Welcome to the podcast.
You're welcome.
But I'll be honest, I haven't... Before we started doing this, I haven't really listened to any many podcasts at all. There's a couple of podcasts that I've listened to where it's music themed, but that's because I have favorite artists like Imogen Heap that I just want to listen to.
I love her.
Love Imogen.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, she's a musical genius, and we need more of her in our lives. So yeah, that's kind of what I listen to podcasts for on SoundCloud and stuff. But this is a very new thing still for me, and it's been 9 weeks of this.
And it's the 9th episode. Well, what you're looking
We're celebrating 9 years of the Nerd Word, everyone.
Oh, God.
One episode per year.
Yeah, this is
from the future.
I'm actually 28 now. I didn't tell everyone.
Brennan, we're so old now, apparently.
Let's not do the math.
No.
And I'm still low.
Oh my god, this is gonna be the first episode where I'm not the youngest.
Oh, my God.
I'm out. I'm done.
Drop mic off stage.
I'm the tallest, but I'm still the baby.
All my younger cousins, the youngest ones, are slowly outgrowing all the older ones. So it's interesting because now when we do family photos, we have to make all the younger ones get down low.
I think it's something in the groundwater. What's going on here?
Is that it? Steroids?
Yeah. Chernobyl fallout.
They're drugging our children. If they could have started drugging back in the 80s, that would have been great.
That's what it is. It's the radiation from Japan.
But speaking of being the baby,
shout out to Ken Lord
who asked us a question like a million years ago.
Yeah,
it's my fault.
Technically,
You can
2
blame
questions.
me that it hasn't shown up yet.
We kept intending on addressing these questions. However, questions are usually the end of the show, and then we would look at the clock and be like, "Oh wow, we've recorded like an hour and a half," and Edward has a lot of editing to do. Congratulations, Edward! Bye.
I really don't edit that much, guys. A lot of it stays in.
So we're doing Ken's questions a little early. One of them was, "How is Bebe formed?"
I thought he meant baby.
He could have.
He could have meant either baby, or he could have meant Bebe as in the character from Dragon Ball Z, or he could have meant Bebe as in the character from South Park.
That's true.
Which,
There's so many options.
there's so many Bebes in the world.
So, Ken, if you could clarify on that one.
To clarify how babies are formed, dicks and pussies.
Fucking light on the pussy! Sometimes turkey basters, but generally a pussy is involved.
I'm sorry.
That's the key.
We just broke our guest star.
And it's funny because she's heard the podcast. She should have been, prepared.
I wasn't. I wasn't.
She didn't know.
You can't mentally prepare. We're much
I
worse
just am
live in
innocent.
person.
We've
We're
been
here
fine
to
since
corrupt.
the
But
lost
what was
episode.
the other question that he had?
It was talking about Torchwood, and his initial comment was like how Torchwood is way better than Doctor Who. I don't necessarily agree. I believe I love Torchwood. I've thoroughly enjoyed the story. I'm completely caught up even through Miracle Day season.
Oh, you bastard.
I love Captain Jack Harkness, and I especially love Torchwood because I brought this up at Comic-Con. The Arcos were there, and they were talking about how Captain Jack Harkness was a positive role model. And I disagreed with that because Captain Jack Harkness is omnisexual. It's like bisexual and pansexual got together and they made Bebe. Bebe screws.
That's our theme is Bebe.
Bebe.
It's not Bebe, it's nerd.
Yeah. And when it gets to Torchwood, it actually talks more about how he is attracted to more of the personality in the individual, and he develops relationships because he's immortal. He can't die. He's lived.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Face a bow. Whatever.
He keeps coming back, no matter how many times you shoot him. And there's plenty of times I'd like to shoot something into him.
Stop.
And he actually develops relationships and
Quinn's
has...
never coming back.
I'm leaving.
He has these mature connections. And there, I thought he was a positive role model. And there, I thought he was showing a good aspect for a character for the LGBT community. In Doctor Who, not as much, because he's just this person that cannot die that runs around hitting on everyone. So I think that Torchwood's view of the character Captain Jack Harkness is much better than Doctor Who's. However, the storyline itself, I will always be a Whovian. Mm-hmm. I grew up watching classic Who, so I'm gonna... We're not old. We're under 30. We need to stop claiming to be old. We're not. Although my hips hurt every morning, and especially now that it's getting colder, my knees are starting to creak more. Yeah. But we're not.
You're such an old man. What's going to happen when
I remember
you're just going to turn to ash.
Yes.
Oh.
I will finally fit into the ashtray with my cigarettes.
Quinn, you avidly watched Doctor Who.
You
asked me, you were like, did you watch the season finale of season 8? Because I need to
caught
talk
up
to
yet?
someone who... I'm not caught up.
You have a problem.
That's why I'm so happy that you're here, because they need someone to talk to Doctor Who about.
We could stick him in the bedroom and make him...
We're just gonna... You gotta leave.
I'm gonna say,
go.
I will be spoiled.
Okay.
I'm fine with going along for the ride and knowing what comes at the end.
Spoilers for season finale of Doctor Who coming up. You may press pause and fast forward now. Go ahead.
Did anybody freak out with the salute at the end?
The salute? Oh, I cried.
Oh, Lord!
Oh, he saluted back, finally. Oh, I teared up.
I know. And then, Frick was the name of that little kid when he came out of the portal and said Danny.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Which
I saw kind of coming. When he had opened the portal and it's like only one person. It's like, yeah, he better sit there.
Because they were setting up for that. Because they were just like, hey, meet this kid that you killed. Okay, have a good time.
Enjoy that.
the thing that got me the most was just the beginning of the first part of the two-parter when Danny dies.
Yeah, that was
Start of the episode.
Who's Danny?
Danny Pink?
Who's Danny
The
Pink?
black guy.
Who?
Clara's
soldier?
boyfriend?
Clara.
How far back are you?
Have you
watched-
started
It just
season
started
8?
9.
I watched the very first episode of season 8, and that's it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Get
I
out.
suck.
Clara
I suck.
shags
So,
up some black guy.
Once he
and then
gets to
they
the
get there,
finale,
and then
he's
he
going to
dies.
forget about this.
Shit.
He gets hit by a car. And he
Like, you're
dies.
not... Like, I wasn't expecting it, honestly. And I was just like, the fuck?
It just starts
Oh,
out
I
like that.
was. Because you know it had to happen, because at the end of this entire season has been a filler. I get that they're developing the new Doctor. I get that. The one episode that I thought actually had merit in this season, was it Listen?
Listen.
Yeah.
Love Listen.
The one is... Because it showed what the Doctor had become, and he realized what he had become. He is this being that is suddenly godlike and divine, which is something that the Doctor has really never experienced before.
He's had moments.
Yeah, but even with like Donna and
Like,
the
when
food
he's
and
on
everything,
Mars.
like that was Donna. Like that wasn't the Doctor. He hasn't really had that I am divine moment. And so finally, when he gets there and he creates this quote unquote monster, it's tragic, and Clara ends up realizing how tragic it is because she sees the power that he has. And especially with this new Doctor, he's so dark, it scares her. She's very scared. So, I didn't like this season. It
Damn.
just felt like a filler. It really did. I like the new Doctor. Love the new Doctor. He's doing wonderful. But this season, horrible. And Clara needs to go.
Yeah.
So
She
you're
needed
fine
it.
with the rumors that she's leaving?
Yeah, I'm good. No. Get rid of it.
She's not compatible with Peter Capaldi.
No.
Because I thought that she was semi-compatible with Matt Smith, but I didn't even like it. I didn't even like her with Matt Smith because she always does this thing where like she'll like make a pose and she'll say something smart because she's Clara and she's in Doctor Who, and it was too animated.
Yeah.
And Clara just it didn't fit anywhere. I feel like
I liked her. I thought that intellectually she was very much, the Doctor could see that of the humans he's met and come across, she was much superior to a lot of them. But a lot of it was, she was the thing that, even during the Matt Smith era, she was the thing that kind of brought him down and said, you're thinking too much like a 2,000-year-old person right now. You need to realize what's happening within this moment. So I liked her as kind of the Doctor's buffer. Like, she helped level him out for the world. And for that part, I enjoyed her. I do feel like some parts were a bit over the top. And I think a lot of that was... She's playing a pretty unique character. She got obliterated into nothing and was scattered across the Doctor's timeline to create multiple copies and versions of herself throughout the time paradox, to the point and extent where she began questioning her own reality, because it becomes that paradox. Did my parents really meet like that, or is that just some preordained, orchestrated memory of me being ripped up to pieces? And so she does have a lot of identity crises that aren't addressed as directly, that like a lot of other fans might think about, that you kind of see her struggle with when you think about it.
I personally liked
Her
Clara.
boobs.
Yeah, well, we're not going to go there. I have to live up to my name on the show, by all means. I liked her because she was so different than Amy and Rory. And I think also the reason I liked her is because before Season 7 started, they were like, hey, this is the new companion. Season 7 started, she's a fucking Dalek. And we were all just like, what the fuck? What the hell? And it was that, like, outside of the show, knowing about her that kind of pulled me into her.
Souffle, Carl.
Yes. And that's the whole thing where I was just like, I need to know more about this Clara. And they just didn't answer it for an entire season. So I was just
That's how I felt about Missy.
yeah, oh.
But
You ready
if
for
you
this?
remember,
I'm not.
that was one of my theories.
Yeah.
Oh, Missy?
Missy. At the end of Deep Breath, the woman that the android is talking to.
Let me think.
The one with the dinosaur?
You remember the episode?
No, I don't.
At the very end, they're in a skin balloon, and they're talking, and the android is like, we're trying to get to the promised land, and then they're like, blah, 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 kill yourself, blah, 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 jump out the, and then the android like falls on this like steeple tower thing. I'm paraphrasing a lot, and then he goes to like this garden, and there's a girl sitting there, a woman sitting.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh,
He can't. No. You cannot do that to him.
Don't do it to me. Don't.
No.
Please. I'm gonna watch it.
No. Okay. That just blew my mind.
We just
putting
everything.
that out there.
I had that spoiled for me.
Did you?
Yeah. Then don't do it to Edward.
I saw it on Facebook and I was like, no.
I saw it like
who does that? Who posts
before.
that to Facebook?
The official
Anybody seen the
Doctor
Walking
page.
Dead episode? Anybody Walking Dead?
I've watched. I'm not
No.
caught up.
There was a huge spoiler, and like 20 people posted it on Facebook last night, and I was just like,
That's
"Ugh."
one thing I'm actually
Oh,
fine
the
with.
one
Genocide.
person that
Yes!
things happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
John has like
It was
something
about
against
time.
Walking Dead because he read the comics.
It's because they killed off Andrea, and Andrea's still alive in the comics, and she's a badass, and then they killed
And
her
she's
off. And
his
he's like,
girlfriend. And
he like stormed out of the room. He's like, "I'm fucking done with this shit. I'm gonna go stick a turkey leg up my ass."
I did not say that last part.
Yes, you did.
But that brings us back to like episode
season-
1 or 2.
The end of season 3.
No, episode 1 or 2 of our podcast,
Oh,
where
that
like
one.
we discussed whether or not like it's okay to have creative
Differences.
differences between
mediums.
the comics and the.
And I realize like it's a separate entity and they're doing their own thing. And
Right.
it's just like the ground line that the foundation that the graphic novels put down, but it's just like,
Well, and a lot of the fans of the Walking Dead TV show, hardly enough of them know that it originated as a comic book.
oh yeah. Like when I'm like, well, what about the graphic novels? And they're like,
That's just ignorant fools, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then so Torchwood.
oh yeah, bring
Yeah,
this
Torchwood.
tangent back.
Shit.
I watched the first episode of Torchwood, and I mean, I kind of liked it because it was more of an uncensored Jack, which we all kind of wanted, because Jack Harkness is awesome. And I like what he brought to Doctor Who, because after his like little arc on Doctor Who, they got more I don't want to say uncensored again, but like afterwards they were willing to explore better ideals about like sexuality, and because there were quite a few episodes like in Midnight where the woman on the train has a wife, and that I feel like that wouldn't have happened because of Jack. But then I watched Torchwood and I don't know, I kind of didn't like it because
taking in mind watching the first episode of Eccleston's run as the Doctor, it can be a little rough, the pilot episode.
Yeah.
So you gotta give it a couple episodes.
yeah.
Well, the mannequins were a testament to classic Doctor Who.
I know they were.
I squealed like a little schoolgirl.
Lord, when Mickey and they shot the scene to him in the car,
Oh,
you just saw like
he
the
was made out of
plastic
plastic.
shit.
Oh, and then
Oh.
like the eating him,
trash can.
the
Yeah,
trash
trash
can,
can.
and the trash can burping.
So bad.
Oh, that was the worst. Everyone who watches Doctor Who can agree that was the worst episode of Doctor Who.
Yes, but it's a true. I mean, the mannequins were one of the original villains,
Right.
and because back then that was absolutely mortifying because that's exactly what the mannequins looked like. So that was kind of a scary thing. And to us, it's like, well, our mannequins in America look more lifelike than that. Let alone our villains, you know? But I liked that it was a tribute to classic Who. And I feel like Eccleston definitely got the short end of the stick where he could have... He had the shortest run. But he
That was his
also...
choice.
Huh?
It was his choice.
Yeah. But he's what really sparked the life back into it.
Oh yeah, he did a great job.
He breathed life back into the
Yeah, everyone says that Eccleston is like horrible, but I loved Eccleston.
Oh,
I loved his run.
I did not.
The
enjoy
Doctor
him.
dances.
Really?
No, I did not.
Why not?
He was. I got that he just came after the Time War, but the Doctor is supposed to be an old man, like an adult, and a child, and he just didn't embody all three of those at all. You can have a very depressed person and still be able to keep like the fundamental qualities of the character intact, and they didn't.
He had moments, and I agree that they didn't. Those moments were overshadowed. a lot.
Yeah.
But there were, like when he switches Jack's gun with a banana,
Mm-hmm.
and he totally loves that. He was also the one who had replaced that Immunitions factory with a banana grove, and he even made a joke about it. Like, those little brief periods of time where he showed his, like, inner child. But I agree they didn't showcase enough of certain aspects of the Doctor.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite companion?
Oh, lordy. What surprises me, not a lot of people talk about Donna. And Donna was fantastic.
Love Donna.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
Pro Donna.
I like Donna.
I'm just really sad that she can never come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
The pawns got to me because of the episode where Amy's modeling and they, like, supposedly broke up. It's like, really? You waited 2,000 years for her and then you're gonna make fun of her for making a pouty face? Like, really? This relationship is ended.
The relationship was easier when she was in the box.
Yeah.
Most relationships are easier when they're in the box.
But
Yeah. So, yeah, pawns got to me. I really like Donna. Martha was...
we don't talk about
Martha never happened.
That's how she is.
I'm glad that
Otherwise,
she's
she'd
now
be
with
gone.
Mickey, because now one bad person and the other bad person can just be together in their own badness and leave.
Yeah.
And it's sad that they're the only black people really in the show.
Danny Pink.
Up until
Danny Pink.
up until
He's
8th
dead.
season, he's dead. But
Among
like
other things.
that's their fault for being written horribly and acting horribly. They just needed to go away, and I'm glad that they're away together.
Martha was another character that improved in Torchwood.
Oh, was she in Torchwood too?
Not
Briefly.
until later on.
Does she try to kill everyone?
Also, is
No.
Torchwood still going?
No.
No.
Barrowman's on the Arrow.
The Arrow, and it's awesome.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Malcolm Merlin.
Yes.
I'm gonna watch
He
Arrow.
plays the Dark Archer known as Malcolm Merlin, and whose son, Tommy Merlin, was childhood friends with Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow. And his daughter is a bastard-type child. Spoilers.
Transition.
Oliver Queen's mother had an affair with the Dark Archer, so she's a little half and half.
Britain's comic corner of the night.
There's
There's always at least one.
Bringing back to Torchwood, the interesting thing that I find about Torchwood is each season is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a different feel between the season 1 and season 2, and then you get the special seasons where are just a couple episodes, and those are different. I haven't seen the fourth one, but I'm assuming it's different too.
Well, and a lot of the times they like to, like, certain parts of a season will highlight a main character.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll kind of delve into their background story and how that character developed. And there's even
How they're a
reference
ghost now.
Well, how they were a ghost and then weren't a ghost.
Uh-huh.
And that was because of genetics. They explained that with Martha. But two of the characters have played separate roles on Doctor Who. There's a scientist called Toph. She's a little Asian lady. She was in the Elkisons episode with the alien pig. She was the doctor, the scientist that would examine the alien pig body. They make reference to it in Torchwood, and she says that she was covering for their medical examiner because he was too drunk to go in, which is why she, like, in the Doctor Who, she seems all, like, scared and timid and nerdy and doesn't know what the hell she's talking about because she doesn't. Like, she's not a medical examiner. So that was kind of cool that they tied that into that character because that character was definitely not meant to be in Torchwood. It just kind of worked out that way. Gwen is another one who she appeared in the
Second episode? No, third episode.
It was the Hamlet episode.
No. It was Charles Dickens.
Yes, Charles Dickens episode.
The third one.
Not the one with Smith where they do the Christmas thing, but
Where Charles
Christmas
Dickens
Carol.
actually shows up.
And she because she's like this medium who can communicate with the spirit type alien entities.
What's the terminology they use for that?
I don't know.
Spatial genetic multiplicity?
Spatial genetic multiplicity. Basically, you can look exactly like your ancestor was the explanation.
do we want to move on from all this?
I was just
So, Ken, that was a lot of Torchwood for you. Specify your baby question. Otherwise, we've given you a few answers.
Can I make a statement?
You may.
Just David Tennant with long hair.
God, yes.
Just need to just put that out there. I'm not saying
Fright
anymore.
Night?
Pardon?
Fright Night?
No.
He has long hair in Fright Night for part of it.
It just watched him on an interview the other day with long hair and it was like French braided. I just had to put that out there. I'm wondering if it's weirding anybody else out.
We have a life-sized stand-up cardboard cutout of David Tennant at TradeSmart.
Well, I'm stealing that.
I don't like it because it's him standing in the rain, sad, and so his hair is like all flat and it's not Tennant-like. And he's frowning, and it's, like, not a good photo at all. It looks like he just woke up after, like, a really, really bad night and hasn't had his coffee yet. Like, that's the photo of David Tennant we have. Speaking of TradeSmart, Black Friday. Did any of you do Black Friday shopping?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you?
I'm that person. Sorry.
I absolutely hate the materialisticism of Black Friday and how it completely brainwashes people. And about 50% of the deals that they are literally standing outside in the cold for and completely going absolutely insane. Not only are they awful products, but they're the same promotions that the store runs year-round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're just recycled promotional deals that they think they're getting such a massive deal because it's Black Friday when really that's just what those items are on sale on for that week because of any particular reason. I've worked many jobs in retail, had to do many Black Fridays. I spent this Black Friday sitting at home drinking apple cider. It was beautiful.
Damn. I worked my very first Black Friday last week.
Yeah. The first one always is a bit rough.
It was a bit.
Yeah.
I was a fool for thinking that Black Friday was one day.
No.
It's an ordeal. Mm-hmm. It's probably still going on right now, and it's not going to cease until January when everyone's done returning all of the things they bought on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Like, we had crazy-ass deals where, like, we had these $200 box set DVDs that were, like, $200 and they were $8.99.
What?
Yeah, I know. And we had to hide them because no one thought about the sale prices, and we were going to lose a shit ton of money if we sold those. Because they were $8.99 for our sale. So we had to hide them. And that got some people kind of angry.
Yes.
Yeah. And then everything was buy one, get one for $1. And all the Minecraft was 30% off. And all the board games were 30% off, which is why I bought Ticket to Ride. And it was fucking crazy. So I've never... I work retail because I can tolerate it. And I think it's fine to, like, help out people and make sure that people find things alright or whatever. And if I hated customer service, I wouldn't work at TradeSmart. That, like, honestly, I think it's just fine, you know? And, God, it was... I never want to look up a movie ever again. I looked up so many movies, and I just handled so many people. And it was nonstop. There was no time for a break. There was no time for a breather. It was crazy people looking for everything, and they need it now, and they need it fast, because they need to get it first before everyone else does. And it's my job to make sure that they get that. And if they
don't even talk to me about having to deal with crazy people, because I was a children's party host at Fun City. So don't even go there.
No.
My kid's Princess Castle cake is purple and it was supposed to be pink. I'm not paying $300 for this.
That's an expensive cake.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, Lord. Lady changed in her kid's diaper, who's like 6, by the way, in the middle of the pizzas. And then all the kids come in and, like, there's poop on the table and you're like, I ain't touching that.
No,
not happening. Not my job.
I have had to clean up pee off the floor of TradeSmart before.
Sorry.
I have had
That's not that bad.
I know it's not, and I know it can only get worse from there. But
I have some true retail horror stories.
Is that what this has morphed into?
Explosive diarrhea in the dressing room.
Oh.
Yes, I have heard that story.
Yes.
Because someone pulled a bridesmaids.
Yes. I had, when I worked at a coffee shop, a heroin addict bust a artery open and bleed all over the place. That was nice. Had to kick open the door, keep her from ODing, try and get her to, get somewhat stable, cover up the blood, hoping I'm not getting infected with some sort of thing, because she did not look like she was all that healthy, while on the phone and trying to remain calm to the paramedics.
Fuck.
And I was 18.
Oh my god.
Working at a gay coffee shop. That was fun.
I want to work at that gay coffee.
No,
I don't now. I don't want to work at that
thing?
gay coffee shop.
Oh, is it a gay
coffee shops?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few.
No way.
Yeah. The one, some of them are like...
Now I need to know.
there's glitter in your coffee.
You don't even know what I just thought of.
What did you say it? What?
This is a safe place here.
No, it's not. Everyone on the internet's going to listen to it.
Oh, fuck.
No, they're not.
No, there's only 5 of them.
It just right in the middle of the conversation just popped in my head like, hello, here's this thought.
Okay.
Starcox. It's just,
Oh god.
What?
It's from Starbucks. Starcox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Some of them, it's more because of their location than, it's run and operated.
Right.
Dazbog, which used to be Diedrich's, off of 9th and Downing. It's right across from the designated Queen Supers, because it's down the street from Cheeseman Park.
I just popped an eardrum. So gay coffee shops. Anyways, bad retail stories.
Well,
and then before that, there was Black Friday.
yeah.
we spiraled out of control again.
Yeah, we had a Black Thursday.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, right, because you worked at Walmart. You did Walmart security. I'm so sorry.
We supervised 13 other people. And when we got there, no one had any idea what anyone was doing.
Oh my god.
And we had to wrestle control from this Vietnam veteran who had taken over.
I hate it when that happens.
I know.
It happens more
I
often
fucking
than you
know,
feel.
so I know what I'm doing.
We walked in and Fortunate Son was playing by CCR and we had
He was a nan.
and he's a nice old man, but he was just very interesting.
Don't worry, he's not gonna listen.
Yeah. What ended up happening was a balloon pop next to a smoke detector.
Okay, hang on. So
Wait.
there's 2 sales, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock.
Okay.
5:59. Me and my brother are just staring at this crowd. I'm going to
It's a crowd. How many people is
I'll
there?
switch them with your eyeballs.
How many people are there?
Too many. You cannot walk through the main hallway.
Charlie everywhere.
They slowly let people in, hours before the sale so they can line up and not, have a stampede situation. We'll get to that later.
Oh god.
So we're sitting there, 5:59. Everyone's just fucking stoic and creepy, just standing there. 6 o'clock hits. Oh, well, hang on. Throughout the main hallway, there's all these wrapped up merchandise and saran wrap, wrapped 50 fucking times.
Right.
It's secure as fuck.
That lasted.
I'm scared.
6 o'clock hit.
For those of you who can't see, I have my sweater wrapped around my head because I'm afraid what's going to come next.
Right when 6 o'clock hit, I swear to Raptor Jesus, half the merchandise was in the air.
Oh my
People
god.
are ripping this fucking
What?
shit off, going animalistic, savage bastards. Just fucking sales!
Like
just
Han tearing into the belly of a tauntaun.
they popped out of the snow like daisies. It's fucking horrible.
All right, Mushu.
20 minutes in. 20 minutes into this fucking shit show. Me and my brother are just in a side area that's not
Trying to hide.
Trying to hide. And then you know what goes off?
What?
The fucking fire
Fucking
alarm.
fire alarm. Because there's a balloon?
A balloon pop.
Was it a Mylar balloon? Those set off the things at Fun City all the time, so we'd have to put numbers on all the kids' hands in case we had to evacuate them. So we were like, "Where's number 12?" Oh my god! They're in the parking
prison
lot.
system.
Yeah.
Except you're not shooting beanbags at them when they misbehave.
I mean, you can do that. Just don't get out of a
Lightning bolt! Lightning bolt!
Okay. So we have to force 7,000 people
Fuck!
out of this Walmart.
Right when the alarm went off, me and my brother just kind of looked at each other and went, fuck.
And then we hear on the radio, we need to evacuate the building. So we had to force these people to put down the product they fought for and leave the building.
The moment you told them that, they got this look in their eye like,
how fucking
I'm going
dare
to
you.
eat your patellas.
And this
I'm going
is
to
why-
kill you till you die from it. Like,
And this is why Black Friday is the root of all evil.
This is horrible. Who
It's-
thought about this?
People die
Oh,
Yes!
because of Black Friday.
Yeah,
People get trampled on.
There was,
People get
what was it?
stabbed.
There was that Nordstrom that like someone got shot
Yeah.
on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And it's
Fucking
all for crap that we don't really
It's all for
need.
crap that we don't need at
And-
prices that are not very
I don't know about you guys,
reasonable.
but I need a
Right.
Dora the Explorer castle.
Go. You can borrow
Too
mine.
soon.
Go on
People
Craigslist or eBay or one of those online things where you're in the privacy of your own homes.
Yeah,
and
Cyber
not
Monday, that's
stabbing
fine.
people.
Cyber,
Give a
you know,
shit.
I actually like Cyber
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, because no one is.
Because there aren't, it's
Everyone
not,
is-
Cybering.
everyone's cybering it. It's like not
Yeah.
physical and, although I hear that this Cyber
Something
Monday,
different than it
which
used to.
is actually today. Today is Cyber Monday. Happy Cyber Monday, everyone. That like it's not going to be as huge as it was like last year because there have been so many Black Friday protests. Anyways, we Walmart was
So
did
how long
anything else
does it
horrible
take to get
happen?
people out? Like
15 minutes.
15 minutes
Wow.
to get all these people out
That's
of the building?
insane.
And the fire alarm's still going off. It's like,
Yeah.
honestly, people could be dead right now if it was an
Uh-huh.
actual fire. So we get these people out of the building. They want their fucking merchandise, okay?
Does the fire department show up?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, they showed up. They can't get through the people.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about our lives. Like, we're trying to, like, okay, guys, move back.
Mm-hmm.
People can die. Seriously fucking cooperate.
Right.
And they're just like, I'm gonna kill you. And we're getting death threats all around. And there's these metal barricades that some of the employees are holding to keep these fucking people on the other side. They're not moving back.
Uh-huh.
You'll have, like, the occasional guy that's like, I'm sorry, sir. The people behind me won't move. And all around him you can't hear him because everyone's bitching
Screaming.
and whining about how they want to tear you a new asshole.
Oh my god.
Another title from that box.
Tear me a new asshole.
From the family porn night
Yeah.
that the Arcos had.
Oh.
Not getting into it on a normal episode.
So yeah, I'm like on the edge of having a panic attack because I'm like I could die. We're keeping these people at bay. The cops finally show up. That calmed people down a little bit, just a little bit. And he's like, "All right, guys, I don't want to come back. Don't make me come back." And we were out there for like what, an hour, half an hour,
Half an hour. Before we let them like slowly funnel back in, but it was just
Once they got to the doors, it wasn't slow anymore. They just bolted off like a fucking baboon.
Yeah.
So like the two sales merged together because of the fire alarm. It's just this
shit.
one humongous shit show of like fuckery, twat fuckery in the name of.
I was lucky. I was lucky because I wasn't there in the morning because it was like a 6 a.m. Black Friday sale, and we also had two sales, but it was 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. to noon, and then 6 p.m. to midnight. So it was 2 6 to 12 sales. But then, of course, they were like, well, we don't want to have that interim because that would be silly. So let's just have them all merge in the same day, same sale all the time.
of course.
But, and so I worked I was happy because I was going to work the interim, which was 2 to 7. So I'd only have an hour of that sale thing. And it was ridiculous how many people were there and how many people were just insane. I never want to work a Black Friday ever again.
The last Black Friday I worked at, I was working 3 jobs. I was working at a gas station for my friend's gas station, at Dick's Sporting Goods, and reffing soccer games. And in the course of between Wednesday and Sunday, about Sunday, 9 o'clock at night, I had not stopped working for longer than 3 hours.
Oh my god.
I literally collapsed and took the next 2 days off and just slept.
Yeah.
My entire body was like shaking from all the freaking energy drinks I had pounded into my systems. And I'm pretty certain, like, if I hadn't had Crohn's before,
That had it.
that would have
Yeah.
done it.
So one of our topics.
All right, so we're at 40 minutes now.
One of my
Moving on,
topics
like-
that on here that's really intrigues me is weird trips to the hospital, and I direct this one towards our guest star.
I've had a lot. Oh goodness. I'm the most accident-prone person in the world. Like Thanksgiving, first day of Thanksgiving break, I fell down the stairs when I was alone and like hit my head on the banister and had like a massive like black eye on the side of my face.
Ooh.
Like just being me. I have two really like just Quin stories.
Okay.
I was really tiny and I was standing on the couch because I couldn't reach the light switch.
I love how that's your age. I was really tiny.
Yeah, just little miniature more so than now. Like the Hobbit's Hobbit.
Oh wow.
Like yeah.
That's tiny.
Tiny little.
That's like an amoeba.
Garden.
Yeah. Garden gnome size, yeah. But I couldn't reach the light switch and I'm standing on the couch and my mom had like this big porcelain plant pot with like a big plant in it. 'Cause she loves plants in her house. I don't get it. They're buggy and weird.
Accident.
And dun dun dun.
This place fun to climb on.
And I fell, obviously, and I smacked my head and cracked it open and got a concussion. Bleeding all over our floor. My mom's freaking out, thinking that I'm dying, pressing, like, towels to my face. I'm suffocating from the towels. Blood.
Died of
So
suffocation.
What?
Already sounds like Black Friday.
Get to the hospital and like the nurse will pull you aside when you're really little if you have a serious injury to make sure that your parents don't like beat you.
Right.
And they pull me aside and they're like, sweetie, what happened? I was like, I was trying to reach the light switch and I hit my head on my mom's pot plant. And the bad.
Oh.
And the nurse goes out and she's like, ma'am, are you on marijuana? My mom's like, what?
Fucking amazing.
So, yeah, that was the time the doctors, like, had to have a meeting with my parents while I was getting stitches in my head to make sure they weren't, like, drug dealers and beating me. Yeah.
Such good parenting.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, not good.
We gave your daughter 12 stitches, but we need you to pee in this cup. For reasons.
Just in case.
Because reasons.
Yeah, so that one wasn't good. And then, in, like, 6th grade or something, I got this weird virus that made me really dizzy all the time, and so I just like randomly pass out. Absolutely. I was melting and dizzy, and it just got confusing. Fell down the stairs again, because that's all I do with my life, and I got a concussion. And my parents brought me to the hospital, and they're like, oh, she has a concussion, like, she's okay. And so now I'm like super freaking dizzy. Like, I can't stand up, and I'm drying my hair the next day. And so I'm sitting down drying it because I'm like, I'm going to pass out. And I stood up into the cabinet and got stitches and another concussion.
Oh my
And so that
God.
was 2 days in a row that I went to the hospital to have a concussion and stitches.
Isn't it that if you have like 3 concussions in a row, then you die?
No.
Well,
That's
I
like
don't
another
know.
teen movie.
the next day, I was drying my hair again because I didn't learn. And I was sitting down and I was like, like drying. And I smacked myself in the head with the hairdryer and had to go to the hospital again
No!
for a concussion
3 times in a row?
and stitches. And it was all on separate sides of my head.
Oh.
And then like a month or so later, I fell in the shower and I had to go back to the doctor because I had stitches
You know,
and
you
a
get-
concussion.
Bloody Mary shows up.
My sister's
Sorry.
my sister's had 9 concussions in her life.
Yeah, negative.
I've had 1.
I've had to see.
I haven't had one yet.
I'm lucky that
Okay,
so I'm
You're
lucky
not
that because I have
broken.
not broken a bone. I have been stung by a bee once, and that was on this pinky. And the one concussion that I had, it was 4th grade, and we were in our car on our way to my sister's boyfriend, who's now ex-boyfriend, because he was drunk driving. And he got in a car accident. So we're on our way towards the car accident, and we're on Wadsworth in rush hour, so it's bumper to bumper. And we're turning left because we have to, like, turn around or whatever. And so we turn left, and a couple of cars stop, and they're like, all right, it's bumper to bumper traffic, you can just, like, go ahead. And we're like, thank you. Well, some kid who had just gotten his license had decided, and a brand new Mustang, had decided that he did not want to be in the traffic, and so he went in the right turn only lane at like 50 miles an hour and hit us straight on, hit the passenger door. I was in the door behind, the seat behind in the back seat, but my sister was in the passenger seat and she got knocked unconscious and everyone in the car got concussions and the car got totaled and it was horrible. And apparently the best part was like me and my sister were bitching in the ambulance on the way to the hospital because of the neck braces that they had put on us. And we just bitched the whole way. And then I've only been into the hospital one other time because of something I did, because I'm not very accident prone, but I was riding my bike a couple of years later and I lost control and I hit the back, like I drove onto the rocks or whatever, I don't know. But I hit the back brake and the back brake didn't work. And I hit the front brake, and the front brake worked too much. And I flipped over the handlebars, and I landed not face first into the cement, but teeth first into the cement. And skidded my teeth, and they're grinding them down to nubs. And when I landed, there was a pile of powder, which is what my teeth used to be.
I feel like that's a scene from Ed, Edd n Eddy.
The bottom half of my two front teeth are fake. And that's why these teeth back here are pushed back, because boom, into the cement. All I heard was that sound of like when you clap your hands against your ears, and then I was on the ground and there was blood pouring out of my mouth, and so it was mouth emergency. But
mouth
emergency. That's what we'll call that. But that's the only time I've ever really been to the hospital on my own account.
So you want to hear something horrible?
No.
Jumping back to your...
No, I do want to hear it.
No,
just your vagina story?
No.
Yay, vagina story.
Okay, fine, I'll get to that. But,
did it have teeth?
No. My friends and I back in college.
The Venus man trap.
This is the seat in the car that you were sitting in, the back passenger.
Yeah,
we call that Kurt Cobain. Because you're behind shotgun.
I hope our viewers, listeners heard that slap.
I'm in pain.
I told you.
That hurt my heart.
John needs to go to the hospital
I've
because
always
he's about to
called
get
that
a concussion.
right nut and left nut, because those are the back seat.
Correct.
Those are nuts. And you have the front.
And then the middle is bitch.
Middle's bitch. And yeah. Oh.
That is the correct way to phrase it. The other way gets slapped.
That's a technical term. I'm a historian.
Well, I'm going to try to go for 2 for 2. Shotgun we call Rosa Parks because no one puts Rosa in the back.
I mean...
Not as bad.
Yeah.
Not as bad. I've experienced
Have you
worse.
opened with that, maybe?
Okay. That was rough city. Anyways, Venus man trap.
No, okay. Back when I was in, I think it was 6th grade.
Oh.
After I broke my finger playing Foursquare in 5th grade.
3 different
I
places.
did that too.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I got you.
I played lots of Foursquare.
I was rollerblading to a friend's house.
Really? It was 6th grade? Freebooter.
Rollerblading?
Damn.
Yeah, I was a blader. Okay.
I was a blader. Shut up.
Fruit booter.
Brink was an awesome movie.
Watched it.
Watched it a bunch of times.
I don't think they know what we're talking about.
No,
I'm...
It was a rollerblading Disney movie on the Disney Channel all the time. So I'm rollerblading to my friend's house because we were going to go to Professor Pibbin's, the ice cream store, and get ice cream.
That sounds awesome.
Yes.
Sounds rapey.
Yes, it does.
Just a smidge.
Not
And
too much over there.
on my left rollerblade, the front 2 wheels broke off.
How'd that happen?
And I was on this like greenbelt path, rough little asphalt path that was all bumpy and evil and on this hill. And I skidded down the hill like Edward did on his teeth. I did on my knee.
Nope.
And I basically grinded all the skin off my knee.
You don't need it.
No,
Don't need it.
To the point where when I actually got to the doctor's office, they couldn't clean it. They couldn't like stitch it back together. They had to take steel wool and clean it.
Oh my god!
Yep.
But at that point, I had to change out of my rollerblades, get back into my tennis shoes, and walk back.
Wait, what? You had to walk back.
I was by myself. Well, because when I initially fell, I had to get back in shoes and walk back to my house.
Oh.
Show us your vagina, John. Show us your vagina.
My jeans are too tight.
Oh, that's why you called it the vagina.
So anytime
I was confused as to what this had to do with the vagina.
So I have no feeling in my knee,
Uh-huh.
and there's just this huge scar in it, and if I, extend my leg, it just folds in on itself, so it looks like this little vagina.
Oh my god. Your poor leg vagina. I'm so sorry.
I'm never hearing that sentence ever again. Your poor leg
Poor
vagina.
leg vagina. No, you'll hear it again after you listen to this podcast
Good point.
over
Very
and
good
over.
point.
I didn't go to the hospital as many times as I should have.
That's a bad sign.
I had a few friends who were either nurses or studying to become doctors or studying to become nurses. Basically, friends who knew enough medical experience that I knew I didn't have health insurance, so $40 and some new stitching kit and a bottle of whiskey would cover the trick.
Oh my god.
Had a tooth removed from my forehead. It wasn't growing there. It wasn't mine.
Someone left it there.
Well, I didn't remember precisely whose tooth it had belonged to.
The gays are into weird things.
No, it was 3 dudes, and they were harassing. They were harassing this scrawny little dude, and I stepped in, and I got my ass pretty much kicked, but the scrawny dude made it away, and I headbutted one of them hard enough that I got one of his teeth. So it counted as a victory.
In a headbutt.
Yes.
Nobody
No one wins with a
wins.
I do.
No, you didn't.
You took a fucking souvenir.
So there's a scar somewhere on my
Fender
forehead.
trash in an RPG.
I've had several concussions, but none actually reported to any doctor.
Oh god.
I have had my lateral and medial meniscus operated on. That I did professionally. Well, I had done professionally.
You had done professionally. You weren't like, I'm just gonna surgery
Also
myself.
my
in Mexico and
ACL.
Chihuahua.
So all like the major surgeries, I had medical professions. Just basic stitches, not so much. Broken fingers are easy to mend yourself.
Yeah, just duct tape them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they sell those little ones that the hospitals even give you.
No,
at
just
Walgreens.
duct tape it. It's
No, I
easier.
use popsicle
Popsicle
sticks and duct tape.
Yeah, gotcha. Did you guys ever play that game?
Now my
after
knuckles do this.
Oh, that's horrible.
It
You
doesn't
should stop now. Did you guys ever play that game, like if you had to get surgery or something and you'd go under and someone would tell you like a phrase right before you went under and like it was your task to like try to remember the phrase even though you heard it when you were like delirious, like on a table, like, ugh!
No, let's
You
try
know
it.
what I'm talking about?
I don't think I played that game, but my parents really enjoyed me when I was high. Because they had to be my rides after all my knee surgeries. And
Nice.
yeah, they enjoyed the conversations that they had with me from what they told me.
Yeah, no, my family plays that game. And so I got ankle surgery like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And my mom whispered to me like right before I passed out, she's like, purple birds. And so, of course, I'm like clinging to purple birds while I'm on the operating table. And something happened at the end of my surgery where they were like sewing up my ankle. And I woke up. And I screamed because I panicked. I was like, purple birds! And the doctor actually went out and like asked my mom, he's like, she just yelled purple birds while we were stitching up her foot. Does this mean
Was she
anything
attacked by
important?
purple birds?
Is this a code? Is she not okay?
Safety
And
Is that a code?
yeah, so for
my
the
safety
first
word
like
for
10
purple
minutes
bird.
after being awake, I was just like, purple birds! And I was just so confused. So, fun game to play.
I
Okay.
kept telling my mom I didn't want to have to fight Satan.
Oh, nice!
Mm.
You shouldn't
So you
have
did that
to.
last week?
No, this was like years ago.
No, last week on the episode we tried to fight Satan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you know.
No,
I
we
overcame
tried to
my
roll his
fear.
ass.
I
don't
overcame
know
my
if
fear.
Pummeling through his anus is considered fighting Satan.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
I'm good, I don't need to watch it.
Now that I think about it, I've barely been to the hospital.
You want to start?
What, the hospital? Oh.
Well,
We
we have
can
like
help you.
50-something minutes, so we're gonna try and finish up here, I think.
Okay, my worst
3 times,
injuries
2
have been
times.
mauled by a dog in the face and opening a 3-foot-long Pepsi stick because I sliced open my finger and a lot of the dust went into my finger and it really hurt. And apparently, when I'm on drugs in the hospitals, I'm really fucking funny or something, and I laugh a lot to the point that they need to get me to stop or I'll die. They're like, dude, you need to stop laughing. You're gonna, like, fucking die. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Wow. I've never heard of that before.
You went to the hospital because you got pixie dick? Pixie stick dust?
No, keep it like that.
You went to the hospital because you got pixie dicks? I don't know if they can cure that, man.
That's another word, a synonym for chode. It's just pixie dick.
No, I didn't go to the hospital for those two things.
We gotta add that card to Cards Against Humanity. Pixie dick.
That's a lot better than my damn card.
Oh god, your card is so bad.
Your card was so bad. It's so mean. It's so mean.
No, we cannot devolve into that.
Okay, well, moving on from pixie dicks, we always ask our guests on the show what their nerdy things are. You've had 55 minutes and 49 seconds to figure it out.
Oh, Lord.
So, Quinn, what? You're a nerd, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
I know.
What is your nerd thing? Or things, or many of them.
Oh, Lord, my life. I have the entire Star Wars Pez Collector's set. Yes! I am a huge Star Trek nerd. Like, I panic over Star Trek. Like, he's dead, Jim. Ah! No! What? No! Like, freaking out.
We're in trouble.
Sega. I love Sega. I've got the original Phantasy Star. I've got, like, all the Mickey Mouse games on Sega, which are totally legit. Like, the Candyland one. And,
don't you remember those when they came out?
Uh-huh.
So bad at those. That's okay. We won't talk about it. I love video games. Horrible at video games. I'm the person who gets like dizzy and trapped in the corner and then shoots the teammate. No!
I'm usually the healer.
No.
I'll just heal everyone, thanks. Thanks, James. And you're definitely an art nerd.
I am an art nerd. Yeah, that's hopefully.
And a music nerd.
Not so much music nerd. I wish that I was more of a music nerd, but I am just like, I'm really bad at music. Exponentially so. Yeah, no, total art nerd. That's all I do with my life. Like, I was looking at have you ever looked at your Google searches and been like, what do I search the most?
No, I haven't. I dread to do that.
I had, Arsene Lupin III, which is an awesome anime series for people who don't watch it, which I'm sure none of you have.
Oh, look.
We need to talk about anime on this because anime is a huge part.
I actually have the anime
you need
topic.
To watch it.
Oh.
It's wonderful.
I'll put it to my list.
We'll talk about anime next time.
It's so good.
High School of the Dead is still not fucking on. It's never gonna be on.
Anyways.
I am gone. Anime, and then, like, art websites, and then Tumblr, and Spotify. And I was just sitting there. I was like, that's my life.
Are you an avid reader at all?
I love reading. That's all.
Edward,
yeah.
you need to jump on the boat.
I need to jump on the reading boat,
Dang
guys.
it, Edward.
Or
my
the
dad
reading
cuts me
gonna
off.
grind your ass.
Oh, God.
If I read more than 3 books a week, my dad cuts me off.
Wow.
I've had those weeks. You need to stop.
Always.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite book or favorite genre? For
Oh,
reading?
that's so difficult.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the Margaret Atwood books.
Oh, I love
Orcs
Margaret
and Crake.
Atwood.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
she's amazing.
Have you read Orcs and Crake?
Yes!
Yes!
Oh! I've read it
That
like
he's
50
read.
times.
Uh-huh.
It's so wonderful.
Have you finished this? Because there's
Yes,
one
Matt
thing-
Adam is so good! You're gonna freak out! Oh,
I need to
read it.
do it.
Go.
I need to
Go
do
with
it.
your life.
Okay,
Don't
I have
mock
it.
me.
I have it, and it's one of those books that I bought and never read.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. I do a lot. Unfortunately.
Ah.
Did you hear that Margaret Atwood, she like wrote a book and then it's part of this like tree thing where they,
How all books start as trees.
well, they planted
What?
like a book underneath a tree and then in 100 years they're going to cut down the tree and then they're going to like release the book out to the public so it's like 100-year-old time capsule book.
Oh, that's cool.
And they chose like a whole bunch of really popular authors and they had them write books based on a certain theme, usually like time or something like that. So it was very generic, so they could base it on basically anything. But Margaret Atwood wrote a book, and it is now in a ground somewhere.
Now, are these books that didn't get published to the general public?
They have not been published yet.
So that's
and they're going to be
intriguing.
published in 100 years when the trees grow.
Irrelevant to myself, who will not be around then.
Could totally be a
I know.
16th
I'm like,
time.
I want to read this.
Cybernetics makes a grand jump in the future, then I might stick around, but
I'm judging you.
until Skynet is released, probably not.
So, like, science fiction-y, sometimes, I guess, perhaps?
Yeah. I don't know if probably nobody, the Throne of Glass series, highly recommend. It's like Game of Thrones, but way better. Game of Thrones is the most poorly written book series that I have read in my entire life. It's so
Haven't
bad.
read it, just love the show.
Love the show.
Intriguing
Love the show.
storyline, but there's
so
a
happy
lot
right
of bullshit you've got to seep through before you get to the good stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
you read like 3 books and you're like, okay, what has actually happened here? Huh.
Nothing?
Ned died.
She found her
Got
dragons.
it! Got it! Nice.
Ned died, alright, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, books.
There were
Yeah,
nipples
he's
and
definitely
Sean
one of
Bean
those
died again.
authors
We
who
have time.
puts way too much detail in.
Yeah.
And it's like I've gone through 7 chapters to find out that he went down the frickin' castle corridor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hate
Because
when that
it's all
happens.
irrelevant, too. Like, it's not anything that, like, has cool little plot intricacies later. It's just really, like, his shirt was puffy. Nice! That's so exciting!
That's going somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Plot twist!
Yeah, I
It
picked
wasn't. What?
I picked up the Iron Druid series, or the Iron Druid Chronicles, and I was on the first book, and John and I had hung out, and then 3 days later he's like, oh, that looks like a different book. Are you on the second one? I'm like, no, I'm on the 5th. I only have 6 out of them, and the other 2 aren't released for another 2 years, so I'm upset about that.
He's
Well,
not.
Yeah.
there you go.
I hate that.
That's books. I need to read more books. I'm almost
Yes.
done.
Wheel of Time.
I'm almost done with that one actual, like, 100 and something page H.P. Lovecraft. Mountains of Madness.
How is that?
So far, it's just incredible. I
I'm excited
love
to read that one.
how it's horror, but it's so much better than horror because it's not like jump scare shit. It's suspenseful and it's informative and it creeps you out how detailed and mysterious it is. It's the mystery that's terrifying. I love that.
There's a book called The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Mark Gallam, maybe Neil Gallam. No, Mark Gallam wrote 10,000. Never mind, ignore that. Ocean at the End of the Lane. Just stick with the title. It's like an adult fairy tale. And I read that the other day, and I got through the book, and, like, part of it kind of gave you the heebies, and, like, part of it was kind of interesting.
It's Neil Gaiman.
Yeah. You know, yeah,
He
words.
Googled.
Yeah.
One of them. Yeah, you got it.
Nice.
He's a Doctor Who writer.
Like, just really out there stuff.
Mhm.
And I finished the book, and I was like, that was horrible. Like, they called it an adult fairy tale, but it's really just, like, Brothers Grimm, like, not that good.
Right.
And I was in, like, the shower 3 weeks later where you have your greatest epiphanies. And I was, like, washing my hair, and I was like, oh, that's what it's about? And I freaked out.
Oh.
And so, highly recommend that book to anybody.
So
And if it takes
it took a
you, like-
while for you to just be like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
I didn't get it. And then I reread the book, and I was like, no, the foot, what? Worms, vultures. Like, I was freaking out. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay, I gotta get on my books and stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that I don't read.
Get your life together.
You
Emma.
can peruse my library.
I've been busy
Hey,
playing
that's
Kerbal
dirty.
Space Program, which, by the way, we'll talk about that next week because we need to talk about Kerbal Space Program.
Goddamn right.
Goddamn right. All
I
right.
played so hard.
Thank you, Quinn, for joining us for this delightful episode, and thank you for taking our amazing photographs that we did beforehand. They came out absolutely beautifully.
Thank you for dealing with us.
And thank you for
Yes,
dealing with
thank you for-
our weirdness.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And if you like this episode, give us a like on YouTube and follow us on Facebook and send us questions on our Gmail and all of the things. Subscribe and like and all the things. Yes?
The N-wordpodcast at gmail.com.
Grand. Thank you all for joining us. Goodbye!